Hey, how you doing? I hope you have a good day. I hope you're staying cool. Usually, in some days you say you stay warm when it's winter, but it's staying cool because it's a really hot summer. Yeah, I'm decided to stay in the house. Anyway, I'm going to show you a couple of short clips of Guess Who, Doctor Umar, and it's going to be a couple commentators, and I'm going to show you what the latest thing going on in releasing. And just to cut a little on the video, but let's start here.
Worried that a collection agency might take your tax refund? In this edition of Tax Tips by TurboTax.
In the comment section so that they will know we are.
Oh, sorry. Shout out to first commentator is KKC. I'm sorry, I didn't pull the video back here.
This is Buick. Now.
Damn.
Buick.
People can say, they mean, how you go about offering resources to the community or whatever. How do you take in or bring in money? Does that not matter? There was a significant change to that. That happened this year with the Cash App issue. I'm just asking questions and I'm just bringing forth receipts that I have in my possession. Moving along, let's keep going. The lecture series program headed by Dr. Umar Johnson has been used. So, it says, describe the organization's program, service, and accomplishments for each of its three largest program services as measured by expenses. Section 501c3 and 501c4 organizations are required to report the amount of grants and allocations to others for total expenses and revenue. Expenses and revenue. If it for each program service reported. So in section 4A, the lecture series program headed by Dr. Umar Johnson has been used. There's no reporting of expenses. There's no reporting of grants if there were any, and there's no reporting of revenue. Interesting information. That's interesting, y'all. So you mean to tell me your lecture series brought in no money in 2024? The books that Umar Johnson passed out, the Black Parent Advocate, the expenses to print those books and bring them to the events and to market them or sell them. There was no expenses for that. There was no expenses for that. There's so many videos where he said that he had to print so many books so he could bring the books with him. I'm just saying, people. I'm not a tax professional, so I don't know. Maybe that don't count. Maybe it doesn't matter if you print up books. It doesn't matter if you sell those books. It doesn't matter if you make a profit, because maybe he's making a profit, but he's making a profit under his name. But that would be interesting, because how is it that you can simultaneously use the business and program under your name and under the actual program itself under FDMG, which you file in taxes for? That's amazing to me. You will list the program and its services under tax filings for FDMG, but all revenue that's taken in goes under Umar Johnson. I don't know how any of that work, y'all. I don't know. Let's keep going. Let's see, we're on page 3. Is the organization described in section 501c3 or 494781 other than a private foundation? If yes, complete Schedule A. So, you say yes. Is the organization described in 501 or section 501c3 or 494781 other than a private foundation? You say yes. Okay, so let's see. Is this organization required to complete Schedule B? I don't know. You said no. Did the organization engage in direct or indirect political campaign activities on behalf of or in opposition to candidates for public office? No. Man, that can be debated.
Hi, I'm Gabriel Mott, and I'm here to talk to you about something incredibly important. My favorite brand new puzzle game.
Debated. What? Boy, don't you ever go live no more 2025 saying anything about President Trump, Vice President J.D. Vance. Don't say anything about Kamala Harris. Don't say anything about her trying to run for governor in California. Don't you do it. Don't do it. Don't say anything about the political party that you wanted to start when it comes to Pan-Africanism. Don't do it. Don't do it no more. I know a lot of people are not happy with what I'm saying right now. But it's amazing to me that a lot of Umar Johnson followers will sit back and watch my show and be ready to say that I am a bald-headed Lenin and I want to be just like Lenin and all of that. Alright, you can say all of that. I'm with it. Okay, cool. But how is it that you can listen to Umar Johnson tell you that you need to get political and we need to start a political movement and a political party and we need to back a candidate that is specifically for the people, and look at my live stream tonight and see in the section where they specifically asked about that, he said no. What happened to that conversation? What happened to those live streams? Help me. Help me understand. Did Umar Johnson not help sway the vote of the people when it comes to the black community? He said no. He said no. I'm just trying to make sense of it. Black Lily is asking a question: are you allowed to use FDMG donations to attain a citizenship in another country while assisting their politics and their presidents and their leadership over there? Make it make sense. Make it make sense. All I'm saying is these people that filed these taxes made sure that they protected themselves because, dude, especially dealing with the lady that you are currently calling out, where you slept with the lady and then hired her as a caregiver for your mom, knowing that she was not in the medical field, knowing she works for the government. Boy, bruh. I don't know what to tell y'all, man. At this point, I would say dude is collecting donations, put on his books. Umar is currently collecting donations to put on his books because he knows something is coming down the pipeline. It's gonna get bad out here. Shout out to Anita McCrae for coming into the building. Shout out to everybody that's just now tuning in. Listen, Umar has consistently lied on his tax documents to the point the people that's preparing the documents is like, hey man, we only going off the information that we get from this dude. We only going off of what he gives us, so we are answering these questions to the best of our ability based on the information we got. We understand that there is, and when I say we, you and I, we understand that there are videos out here incriminating Umar Johnson. And he is boldly walking into these people's establishments, lying to the federal government. This is bold, my guy. All right, let's keep going.
According to Umar Johnson, he took his first FDMG Academy donation on April 14, 2014.
I want to say thank you to all my donors. Where are my donors at? How many of y'all been donating since the first fundraiser, April the 14th, St. Louis 2014?
On April 3rd, 2025, Umar Johnson said the following on It's Up There podcast.
Now, mind you, Black Lives Matter raised what? $100 million? I don't think they ever got audited. We never broke $1 million. We got audited the year before last, and we had to show them everything. The man was like,
You ain't broke $1 million?
Nah, close to it, but we ain't broke $1 million, which is fine.
What Umar Johnson is saying is that by April of 2025, he had not raised $1 million for FDMG Academy.
We never broke $1 million. We got audited the year before last, and we had to show them everything. The man was
You
like,
ain't broke $1 million?
nah, close to it, but we ain't broke $1 million, which is fine.
Even though Umar Johnson claimed that he had not raised $1 million by April of 2025, video evidence, interview evidence, podcast evidence, lecture evidence, and IRS nonprofit financial records prove that Umar Johnson had raised well over $1 million by April of 2025. For the purpose of this video, we will specifically examine online records related to the purchase price of the abandoned buildings in Wilmington, Delaware, Umar Johnson's own words, and Umar Johnson's IRS filings for the year 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, and 2024. On February 9, 2019, Umar Johnson announced that he had acquired abandoned buildings in Wilmington, Delaware.
Brothers and sisters, I'm glad to announce right here today, on Saturday, February the 9th, 2019 Black History Month, that the Douglas and Marcus Garvey Academy will be in the great state where Marcus Garvey incorporated the Black Star Line Steamship Corporation. Marcus Garvey incorporated the Black Star Line Steamship Corporation in the state of Delaware, 1919, and Dr. Umar Johnson, with the funds donated and invested in him by our people, have purchased the first Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy in the great state of Delaware, 2019.
In the school announcement video, Umar Johnson did not disclose how much money he spent to acquire the abandoned buildings. Online records show the purchase price as $400,000. In an interview on the Lord Jamar Godcast dated October 12, 2020, the topic of the purchase price was brought up.
You end up purchasing 2 buildings, yes?
4 buildings.
4 buildings, okay. For
2
about
schools, 4 buildings.
2 schools, 4 buildings for $400,000.
It was more than that.
Okay. Well,
Notice that Umar Johnson stated that the purchase price was more than $400,000. Umar Johnson did not reveal exactly how much more the purchase price was.
2 schools, 4 buildings for $400,000.
It was more than that.
Okay. Well, everybody wants to know, where's the extra money? Where'd the extra money go?
For the purpose of this video, we will accept the online record as factual and establish that the purchase price was at least $400,000. Therefore, we can state that by February 9, 2019, Umar Johnson had raised at least $400,000 to purchase the abandoned buildings in Wilmington, Delaware. With $400,000 established as the minimum amount of donation money raised, we can now review Umar Johnson's IRS Form 990 return for the year 2020. The Form 990 is an organization exempt from income tax document that must be submitted to the IRS in order to maintain nonprofit status. Umar Johnson's nonprofit status associated with the FDMG Academy allows Umar Johnson to collect FDMG Academy donations without having to pay taxes on the money raised. Umar Johnson's IRS Form 990 return shows that Umar Johnson reported to the IRS that he received no FDMG Academy donations for the year 2020. However, under the Part 10 balance sheet section, Umar Johnson reported that he had $518,048 cash in a non-interest-bearing account at the beginning of 2020. This cash is the FDMG Academy donation money left over after he purchased the abandoned buildings in Wilmington, Delaware for at least $400,000. Logically, therefore, we can add the 2019 purchase price of at least $400,000 to the remaining cash in the non-interest-bearing account of $518,048. Calculations show that the total minimum FDMG Academy donations raised by Umar Johnson at the beginning of 2020 was $918,048. It must be noted that the document also shows that the end of the year cash balance was $572,409. Logically, therefore, we can add the 2019 purchase price of at least $400,000 to the end of the year remaining cash in the non-interest-bearing account of $572,409. Calculations show that the total minimum FDMG Academy donations raised by Umar Johnson at the end of 2020 was $972,409.
Now at Hardee's, 2 hand-breaded chicken tender wraps are only $5.
Oh wait, there's more.
Choose your favorite flavors.
Academy donations raised by Umar Johnson at the end of 2020 was $972,409. Umar Johnson's Form 990 return document for the year 2021 shows that Umar Johnson raised $177,892 in 2020 and $116,585 in 2021. Since Umar Johnson did not report the $177,892 to the IRS on his 2020 Form 990 return, we can add the $177,892 to the total FDMG Academy donations raised. Calculations show that the total minimum FDMG Academy donations raised by Umar Johnson at the end of 2020 was $1,150,301. We can now add the $116,585 raised in 2021 to the total minimum FDMG Academy donations raised. Calculations show that the total minimum FDMG Academy donations raised by Umar Johnson at the end of 2021 was $1,266,886. Umar Johnson's Form 990 return for the year 2022 shows that Umar Johnson raised $0 in donations. Umar Johnson's Form 990 return document for the year 2023 shows that Umar Johnson raised $121,646 in 2022 and $204,822 in donations in 2023. Since Umar Johnson did not report the $121,646 to the IRS on his 2022 Form 990 return, we can add the $121,646 to the total FDMG Academy donations raised. Calculations show that the total minimum donations raised by Umar Johnson at the end of 2022 was $1,388,532. We can now add the $204,822 raised in 2023 to the total minimum FDMG Academy donations raised. Calculations show that the total minimum FDMG Academy donations raised by Umar Johnson at the end of 2023 was $1,593,354. Umar Johnson's Form 990 document for the year 2024 shows that Umar Johnson raised $84,506 in 2024. We can now add the $84,506 raised in 2024 to the total minimum FDMG Academy donations raised. Calculation shows that the total minimum FDMG Academy donations raised by Umar Johnson at the end of 2024 was $1,677,860. Therefore, it can be factually stated that Umar Johnson has raised a bare minimum of $1,677,860 in FDMG Academy donations through the year 2024. A critical question that we should ask is, why did Umar Johnson tell people in April of 2025 that he had not raised $1 million in FDMG Academy donations?
Now, mind you, Black Lives Matter raised what? $100 million? I don't think they ever got audited. We never broke $1 million. We got audited the year before last. And we had to show them everything. The man was
You
like,
ain't broke $1 million?
nah, close, but we ain't broke $1 million, which is fine.
Run those donations. Where those donations at? Cash.me/$FDMG school. Run them donations. Cash.me.
Ohio drivers, do not pay your auto insurance bill until...
Oh, it gets even better. Hold on, it gets even better. Hold on. It gets even better. Oh, it gets even better. Oh, let's check this one out. I'm sorry. Let me see. I'm gonna play a little bit of her. Hold on. Shout out to our channel. Should play a little bit of her video.
For my loyal supporters, if you can spare a few dollars.
Okay, he said for all his loyal fans out there, he is just asking to spare a few dollars. Maybe $2. Maybe $2. A few dollars means like $2. You know, when you were younger, you asked your mom and your dad, you know, can I get a couple of dollars? You know, I want to go to get some ice cream from the ice cream truck. $2. A couple of dollars always for my parents always meant like $2. $2, right? Daughter says, LMBO, I know, right? This is hilarious. Tim says, get a job. He needs to get a job, right? I'm telling you. Somebody says, OG says the Prince of Pen scamming. Yes, he's been scamming people for a long time, y'all. And when I say a long time, I'm telling you 7, 8 years or probably even longer. Talking about this school that we have not heard the ring-a-ling-a-ling school bell ring. We ain't heard the school bell ring since day one. No certificate of occupancy, no Wi-Fi, no electricity, and we don't even got no water so we can go to the bathroom to do number 1 or 2 and flush the toilet. We don't have nothing in the schoolhouse. All we have is the building, y'all. Let's continue to listen to Dr. Umar testify.
Care of Queen Mother Ifa and myself until my baby.
Oh, hold on. Janie says it's been about 16 years. Janie, okay, 16 years. Oh, okay, so he's been scamming people out of their money for about 16 years allegedly. Oh my God, T.Y. says number one supporter. One supporter. T.Y. says one supporter. T.Y., you is crazy. Dr. Cherie says that long. Oh my God, y'all, can y'all put a comment in the comment box? How long has he been allegedly scamming people? Do y'all know how long Dr. Umar has been scamming people allegedly? Oh my God, 16 years is wild, y'all. He should have a mansion. He should have some nice cars. He should have, mama in a whole nice mother-in-law suite in his office, his nice big house. Y'all, I'm telling you, this is crazy. And the ex-girlfriend, who he's calling Medea, said that he lives with his mother in her Section 8 house in Philadelphia. Y'all, this is wild. Oh my God, y'all, this is wild. Okay, let's continue listening to Dr. Umar.
Or cancel so I can get my money back and open up a new account. Please hit my Apple Pay or hit my PayPal. My personal PayPal account is Umar the psychologist.
Okay, Lord. Okay, thank you for that information. I think that's who he was calling. Yes, Lord. I think that's who he was saying that this guy in the last video that he did, the crash out video. I think he was talking about that linen honor guy. Matter of fact, let me screenshot this. Hold on, y'all. Let me. Okay, I'm look that up, Lord. But yes, is that who he's calling, Dr. Badusi or whatever? I think so, probably, possibly so. I think so. I think that is Dr. Badusi. Hey, time traveler, how are you? I think that's who he's talking about, because he said that hold on, y'all, hold on. Dr. Umar has been saying a lot. Dr. Umar, he's been on the scamming prowl, for the last 2 weeks really hard, right? He was saying that he needs to go ahead and get a lawyer, and he was asking people to donate to help him get a lawyer. Y'all, what in the world is going on? Oh my goodness. Tabby says unapologetic, your time is up. Look, unapologetic, if you do not want to be on your best behavior over here at the lounge, we have Tabby, we have D-Dot, we have a couple of other of my mob that will send you to the block party, and you can go over there wherever you lay or wherever you may slay at. But you will continue watching afar, okay? I'm just saying. All right, y'all, let's continue to listen to Dr. Umar testify.
At yahoo.com. So that's paypal.me/Umar the psychologist. paypal.me/Umar the psychologist. paypal.me/UNARTHEBSYCHOLOGIST. paypal.me/Umar the psychologist.
Yes, time travel.
Or hit my Apple Pay using my cell number 215-989-9858. 215-989-9858. I've never asked the people for $1.
Oh, you're lying, Dr. Umar. You is lying, pants on fire. Did y'all just hear what Dr. Umar said? He said he ain't never asked nobody for $1, not a penny, not a nickel, and not a quarter. Did y'all just hear him test the lie? That I told y'all he wasn't testifying. I told y'all he was testifying. I told y'all. We gonna wrap it back, because we gonna hear him rehear that test the lie. Let's wrap that back, because Dr. Umar, I'm telling you, he is tripping with no maps, y'all. I'm just saying, tripping with no maps.
Save at Lumber Liquidators Summer Flash Sale. Now until July 29. Aqua Seal Patagonia Vista Bamboo Floor.
Maps, y'all. I'm just saying, tripping with no maps.
paypal.me
Yes.
psychologist. paypal.me/UNARTHEBSYCHOLOGIST. paypal.me/Umar the psychologist. Or hit my Apple Pay.
Oh my God. What's the low says his pants burnt right now, lounge preach. he is testing the lie, y'all. His pants is on fire, and he is going to HE double hockey sticks with gasoline draws on, y'all. I am just saying. Sammy says unapologetic. Go set up a soapbox somewhere else, okay? Yes, indeed, y'all. We is not playing with nobody's diet. If you want to go ahead, act like you ain't got no home training, I got my mods that will send you along your way, y'all. Right on to the block party, right? Maybe with some nuts in their mouth. Maybe next time we'll send it with nuts, y'all. Oh, wait, let's continue listening to Dr. Umar testing the lie.
215-989-9858. 215-989-9858. I've never asked the people for $1. I have never asked the people for $1 in my life.
What?
I have never asked the people for $1 in my life.
What?
Donate.
Did y'all hear him say that, y'all? Hold up, swole up. Y'all, is everybody's elevator in here? Is y'all elevator going to the top? Okay, let me do an elevator check. Okay, I think my elevator is going to the top. Okay, it's going up. Did y'all hear what he said? He said he ain't never asked anybody for any money, not even a penny. Did y'all hear the lie? Did y'all hear him test the lie?
Oh my goodness, he lied. I mean, he been asking for the past 10 years about donations. You know, even Leonard Honor and many other people. He constantly lie, and then you got some round-minded, cult-like people that just will fight these people like this young woman for revealing the truth. After all the evidence right there, you got people bringing the evidence. They're bringing the actual evidence, and they still, you got, oh, Jesus.
About Umar Johnson. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Information Man Show. Let's get into this right now. I know you've been hopefully waiting for me to broadcast this. I want to give a shout out to the one and only Black Anonymous who sent me a very important email today. I think he sent it off to Honors as well, but he sent it to me. Black Anonymous sent this email to me, and I said, hey, I got to talk about this. I got to share this information through these YouTube streets, because this is another example of how indicative Umar Johnson is and how unprofessional he is and how he doesn't have his shit together. Now, he's going to say some few things. We're going to go over the video that he put out. I am also going to critique just a small portion of what he had to say about his daughter when he was in Africa, which shows you that he is not a man that you should count on to teach your kids about education, about whatever this world has to offer. Umar Johnson is not the right man to be teaching, to be dealing with youth, when he doesn't even deal with his own affairs, with his own child. He's way over in Africa, and his child's going through some things, some mental health issues, and he's way over to Africa. What kind of man, as Honors always says, what kind of man would do something like that when you have a child who is actually crying out for you, which is why she's been, as you would say, crashing out on social media. So let's get into this today. Let's go over the video. Also, I want to go over a small portion of the video in which he was calling out Mrs. Stacks. I think Anonymous, you sent me, Black Anonymous sent me an email. Let me just read this real quick from Black Anonymous as we get ready to go down this whole situation. What was the email? Now, Black Anonymous said that they hoped that I would go over this today, and I plan. But there's an email where he's obviously going after Honor by calling him Bussy Reb or Pastor, whatever the hell. He's going after Miss the woman that came on his show, and basically, I'm trying to find everybody. Excuse me, who basically exposed Umar Johnson's little behaviors, big behaviors, should I say. I think he's lying, everybody. Personally, you let me know. I put out a vote there. I'm trying to find the information. So he said, this is what Black Anonymous said to me. Sorry for the delay. I just want to make sure I get this correct. Black Anonymous said to me, I was hoping you would make a video. Thank you. Did you notice how he was trying to blame Honor and Mrs. Stacks? How sad. It is sad that he is somehow trying to blame other people for the fact that his banking account, according to Umar Johnson, that his banking account got hacked, meaning his personal account, and then somehow FDMG account, which is the money that black people have donated to him for God knows how long, that somehow got hacked. And I'm trying to figure out, like, how can two accounts get hacked in the same day, at the same time? And I'm thinking to myself, is Umar Johnson just spitting a bunch of cap to us, everybody? You vote. I put the stats line out there. You vote on this today. Look in the chat room, and you'll see where I'm saying, do you believe him, yes or no, or is this just cap? My question is, all in the same day, not one account, but two accounts get hacked. He sits up there on his video and tells you and me that he had some friend that was in need of money, and that he tried to help his friend by giving him some money. And then when he went into his bank account, he noticed that he couldn't get into it. Something was wrong. So he calls the bank. And Umar Johnson makes this claim on video that the bank claimed that they didn't even know who Umar Johnson was. Doesn't make sense to me. Does it make sense to you? What's going on, D-Dub? What's going on, my brother Dub? Peace to you, brother. You've been supporting the channel. I appreciate you coming over. I'm going to read what you had to say here. You said, what's up, information man? Just thought, but I could be possibly that Umar and his daughter is working together behind the scenes to get money for clicks. I just don't trust them. Something's fishy here. Now, anything is possible. I'm not going to sit up here and say that what you're saying couldn't be true. But at the same time, Umar Johnson does not have proper relationships with his kids. Now, Honors has laid that out. Now, could Umar Johnson be orchestrating all this stuff behind the scenes to manipulate us? Could be, but I would say to you, my brother, that why? Because Umar Johnson is so narcissistic. I'm wondering, narcissistic people don't tend to get other people, either their family or people that they know, to get on social media and make them look bad. Narcissistic individuals never like looking bad, and they don't want anything that can make them look suspect. So I would caution and say, what would be other than him getting money, but wouldn't it hurt Umar to have his daughter do that? Wouldn't it hurt him? Because you got more people pulling away from Umar than ever before. Umar's not getting the audience that he used to get, right? His seats, when he goes out and speaks, the audience are getting smaller and smaller and less on occasions, okay? On occasions, his audience is starting to shrink, meaning it's not what it was when he was coming off of the hit colors with Tariq Nasheed, and that gave him a lot of buzz around these conscious streets, black conscious streets, and around the YouTube streets, gave him a lot of buzz, which turned out to work in his favor for donations. But now, everything has gone against Umar because more and more shit is happening. I'm going to say to you all, how does two accounts both get hacked in the same day, and then he tells you and me, and I'm going to play the video, I'm just giving you guys a preview. He tells everybody that when he contacted the bank, and we're going to go over the problems with him and his daughter, the beef and everything that's been going on there. Who knows what's going on? This is her when she was a baby. Umar said that she's lying, that she's just looking for publicity for herself. She's using his name to get her own social media hype, that he has been there since day one she was born. He says that she's not very truthful. This is what Umar is saying about his own child. Okay? Now, is that true, false? I don't know. We need the proof of that. Okay? But we're going to go over some things here today about Umar Johnson as it relates to this issue. When I heard Umar Johnson say that both the FDMG accounts got hacked, and that his personal account got hacked, that the bank notified him that someone was trying to get into his account. But what doesn't make sense to me, because there's always the truth in there and then the lie, is that 1 minute Umar in the video says that the bank didn't even know who he is, said he didn't have an account, and that he claimed that he had an account at this bank ever since he was a kid. So the question is, even if, and I've been through this before, where someone tried to hack one of my accounts, and even if your account gets hacked, the bank will have a record of who you are. They will know your name because they will have a record of who you are in their computer system. And they would have and if you're bank, and if you have a bank, they would have a paper trail. Now we know everything's electronic, but they would have a paper trail of who you are. They would have receipts, checks, and various transactions that you've engaged in. So the first thing I was thinking is, you know what? Maybe, just maybe, Umar Johnson was co-mingling the money together. And the reason why I think that the money was co-mingled, if he was hacked, if both were hacked, is because we know that come on, let's stop playing. We know that Umar may be possibly using some of this money that he's been getting over the years for his own personal pleasure. We know he likes women. We know he likes to flirt around with women all over the world, particularly black women and what have you. We know this is a man that talks about you must only marry and be with a black woman. You can't be with women that are blonde or snow bunnies. We know he's very obsessed with the snow bunny stuff. He doesn't like to see brothers with white girls.
Yeah.
Or anybody of another race. We got Devo's. We got my man D Dub saying, gave me a $5 super chat, which I appreciate.
You are listening to Information Man. Please make sure to subscribe to his channel. Thank you for the super chat.
He says this, facts, brother. I think his audience is leaving because people are learning more towards FBA and Pan-Africanism, but I agree with you. He's cooked as respect. Yeah, he is cooked. So I don't know if Umar's already been getting a lot of bad press on these social media streets. I don't think he needs more bad press that's being created by those that he's putting up to stuff. I think what's happening is that Honors has had a few people, 3 people on his show. He had Umar's nephew, I believe nephew or cousin or nephew, I believe his nephew. You had Mrs. Stacks, who said that she took care of Umar's mother for a short time and then he gets into a sexual relationship with her. What the hell is that all about? Then we had another a beautiful sister, can't think of her name off the hand right now, but you all seen the video where she was interviewed by Honors. She makes films, she makes movie productions, and she talked about how Umar would not sign the contract, that he was doing everything he could to get out of signing the contract with her so that he could manipulate and get control of the film to make money off of it on the side by saying, hey, she's using my image and likeness and I didn't sign no contract. He was playing games with that woman. And she said that she looks at Umar Johnson as an economic arsonist in the black conscious community, and he's been doing this for years. So Umar Johnson, let's say he did get hacked, but it's hard for me to believe it because this man lies, and I wonder because he knows that this school scam that he's been running is running out, everybody. The school scam that he's been running for quite some time. This is how the campus would have looked. There was a brother who did a rendition, a rip of what the school could look like, wanted to work with Umar by coming up with this model of what the school could look like, and Umar ignored him, never got back to the brother, act like he was down to, this was the design of what the school could look like. This looks like a real school here. Although it's a computerized model, this is nowhere of what FDMG, or not even an FDMG, there is no faculty, there are no staff, there's no nothing. Umar hasn't hired anybody. On this video I'm going to show you today, he's sitting up here talking about he needs money so he can now start putting down flooring and tile. The man's had the buildings for what, 5, almost close to 6 years now, and he's just now talking about putting down tile. This is what it could have looked like if he was truly serious about opening up something. But Umar is not serious, everybody. He's been running game. So I think personally that he could be making up this story about the FDMG money being hacked, and that his personal account was hacked, and that now the bank has froze his account. And after they have froze his account, this man is once again dry begging people to give him money, and then he throws his mother's situation into it, saying, well, I gotta take care of my mama. And then has the nerve to accuse Honor and Ms. Stacks and many other people that have come forward that they're the ones plotting against him. And ever since people are speak out against him, all of a sudden he's got these bank account problems where they have froze his account. I'm gonna tell y'all, I don't believe that there's two accounts. I believe that Umar Johnson, this is just my opinion, you tell me if I'm wrong or right by putting sevens in the chat room if you agree with me. I believe that Umar Johnson has been co-mingling the money. You know why I can say that? Because he doesn't show you any books. He doesn't show you any books. He doesn't show you any true bank statements that say, hey, this is the FDMG account. This is your donations. This is a separate account. This is a business account, separate from my personal account. When has he shown that? And in this video that I'm going to show you, Umar Johnson says that the bank, see, he got his story. The bank somehow sent him a letter. Wait a minute, Umar, first you said you called the bank, and the bank told you that someone was trying to get into your account and get the money. Then you said they didn't even know who the hell you were, but you've been banking there since you was a kid. And then in that video, everybody, he turns around and he says, none of this shit makes sense. Then he says, oh my, they sent me a letter. What do you mean they sent you a letter? Did they send you the letter first? Or did you not find out about it until you called them up, Umar? I'm saying, y'all, I believe that Umar Johnson has co-mingled the money because he's living off the money. And the reason why I can say this boldly, because he has shown no receipts, he has shown no ledgers, he has shown no bank statements, he has shown no receipts that prove that he has a separate account, a business account for FDMG, separate from his own personal account. So when he goes out there and he says to you, oh, both accounts were broken into, he's lying, in my opinion. I think, let's say his account did get broken into and he had the FDMG money commingled in there. That's why Umar doesn't show you books, he doesn't have ledgers, he's not doing anything professional. You can't believe what he says.
Information man. I know.
Let's say it's true.
I know.
Let's say it's just true that his account got hacked. But isn't it interesting how the minute he tells you his account got hacked, he's now dry begging for money because Umar Johnson needs money. Just like Hunter said, the man is living out there homeless. He makes his money off of speaking and going on podcasts. And that means that the money must be drying up. And that FDMG money could be drying up as well.
Mm-hmm. Going all over the world.
He's using this situation to get money out of you. And now he's going to turn around and say, because what's to keep Umar Johnson from saying a lot of the FDMG money was hacked out of my account?
Yep.
We don't have that much money, family. And then he can start this whole scam again, asking for more money based on the premise that money. Tell everybody, oh, my bank account is fixed, or I got a new account. But family, they took some of the FDMG money. This is a way for Umar to get out of responsibility for the bullshit that he's been doing all these years. Are you with me, everybody? Are you with me? Are you hearing what I'm saying? Put sevens in the chat room. I'm going to get ready to go to the video. Let me read this. These are the consequences of his refusal to maintain a specific public image and operate his purpose. He is not in...
My hearing loss is hereditary. I could notice in high school that I started like missing things and it really isolated.
Woman, he is not in a committed relationship like you see this lovely couple right here. But we do know that Umar likes strippers with blonde hair. He likes the booty. He likes the nightlight, like you see this right here. It's ridiculous, y'all. It's enough to make you scratch your ears, shit like that. Okay? All right. So everybody. everybody, let's go up here and examine Umar Johnson. This is what Umar Johnson, probably before he started losing his sanity right here. But let's go right over here and let you see the first video. This stuff is crazy. Here it is, everybody. I've given you a summary. Let you hear it for yourself now. Check it out. This is crazy.
St. Louis, Kansas City Africans, this your big brother King Kong. I need y'all to listen up. I got a very important announcement. I need y'all to listen up. I got a very important announcement. I'm only going to keep you a few minutes. This morning, I received a text message from one of my homies. He needed Dr. Umar to send him a couple dollars. This morning, I received a text message from one of my homies. He needed Dr. Umar to send him a couple dollars. I logged into my account just to check my balance because I haven't done so since I left for South Africa back on July 10th. Only to discover that I could not log into my account. I could not log into my account. So then I called the bank to find out what was going on. And the bank told me to enter my 16-digit card number. I did that. They told me they had no record of my account. They had no record of my account. The bank that I've been with since I was a teenager told me they had no record of my account.
I want to stop it right there. I'm going to continue playing. Don't worry, everybody. I just want you to, we're going to dissect this. Right there, he says that the bank had no record of his account. That's bullshit. Plenty of people have had their accounts hacked. And when you go in, I had to go through it myself. I had my account hacked one time, went into the bank. All you got to do is show them your ID card with your bank card, and they will be able to determine who you are and that you did have an account. Umar, I think this is cap right here. Has anybody in the chat room experienced what I'm talking about? That even if you call them up and they tell you something happened to your account, you can go into the bank and they can determine who you are. He's saying that they're saying that he's never had an account. That's not true. Even over the phone, they can determine who you are, even if your account has been hacked. What do y'all think about that? Let's continue.
So then I called the bank. And the bank told me that my personal account, as well as the independent Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy account, have both been frozen. Both bank accounts have been frozen. Both bank accounts have been frozen. And I was told that there is an investigation into my personal account as well as the school account.
Wait a minute, damn it. Look, y'all. Look. Let's just stop it right here. Umar just told you that when he called the bank, they said they had no record of him even having an account at the bank. Then he turned around and said he's been banking there since he was a kid. But then they turned around and told him that two of his personal account and the FDMG account were hacked. If they had no records of Umar having an account, how do they all of a sudden determine? Using his logic, this is where, if that's what they truly said to him, which I don't believe, then on the other hand, they would have never said, oh, we got two of your accounts that look like your accounts are being hacked. So we had to freeze your account, Dr. Umar Johnson. We had to freeze your account. Like I said to you all, even if your account gets hacked, the bank that you bank at, they can determine that it is your account when you give them the right information. They can determine that. But Umar just jumped from telling you all that they said they had no record of him ever existing in their bank. And then he turns around and says that they were able to identify two accounts that were his, and that those accounts that they had to, that he said out of his own mouth, that they had to freeze his accounts, that they said that to him. Do you guys see the inconsistency there, or am I just crazy? Tell me something in the chat room. Put sevens in what I'm saying to you.
I'm gonna go ahead and shut this down, but Information Man is right. Look, it comes down to this, people gonna believe what they want to believe, and he have taken this money, and like with all that $1 million was earlier in the video, he squandered that money. Where did it go to? All across the country, all these different places around the world on your dollar. In these fancy places you put him up in. And probably a few of them. Then he spends probably about a couple grand on some doors. And maybe an air conditioning. That's what that. So you subtract that. He probably spent maybe about not even $3,000 on that building, and he's taking the rest of that money, rental cars, going across the United States and going through different cities, renting hotels, probably some expensive hotels. That adds up. Then you figure you're going overseas, you gotta stay over in hotels over there. He tells you, like, you go over to Africa, you're going over the Caribbean, you're going across Asia. That costs a lot of money. There's your money right there. Going over to Europe, different places in Europe. So the people that have been sponsored, Umar, you Negroes have paid his trip, so that's why he don't work. And it's a grip. It's a grip. And now it's all coming out. And people been trying to tell you, and people get mad and threaten people like him and the other people, all because they have a cult mindset. Like, some of these people that they blow this Wakanda among some people, and they don't do some thorough thinking and do some analytical and figure out what is he saying is right. Going to a psychologist, a psychiatrist, and all these things. You don't even know some of the information he is telling you is legit and backed up. And what would happen if you take your child off of medication? Just for example, what would happen to side effects? He don't give him advice. He puts you on, and that's why he got suspended, because he did some rogue rebel stuff, and that's why he got fired off his job. He ain't been working for over 20-some years. But yet you take advice from somebody that haven't really been in the field, haven't been upgraded in their field. Psychiatrists and all these other specialists have to upgrade on human behavior. He hasn't upgraded in anything. But you believe, then he goes, and he goes way off on his tangent. He puts all his personal business out there. His family life, his sex life, everything. If he scratch his butt, he got to tell you about it. He tried to flirt with women. He was flirting with women. That's why he's a 3-time baby daddy. And I don't know, because people think that he's famous because he been on social media from a social media outlet. But he's made an ass out of his family's name all over the world, all over YouTube, and he don't care. And it's just that he really don't care if he makes a butt out of himself. I've never seen someone so prideful. And so they coming at him. And so, no, he's a person that deserves a good downfall, because he's put down people for trying to help him out. And when they go to ask him about it, he gets real arrogant. See, this is what happens when you give people money and accolades and you puff them up. So he puffed himself all up. He turned himself into a god. That's what he did. A messiah figure. This is dangerous. And this is what some people in the black community did with him and his supporters, a cult-like, because they don't think. They ain't going to do the research, And let me tell you something like this. Just because someone can spit truth out something in a while, heck, the devil can spit truth out in a while. But at the end of the day, a devil is a devil. He can show you something that can look truthful, but it doesn't mean that it's right. And some people, boy, some of you folks, that's why some people say we want to move ahead, but you got jokesters like this that keep screwing the black community over. He keeping you bondage in the past. Then he got to bring up all this. Yeah, he'll give you some true history, but at the same time, which black people need to do this and black people need to do that, but he's critiquing people. He don't even follow his own lane. How can you listen to somebody and listen to their critique and their opinion about something when they don't even follow? You look at their behavior. What is their fruit? Even as the Bible said, where's their fruit? Look at what the fruit's producing. All these people can't be wrong. But some of these people will fall going to the grave. And it's sad. But anyway, I just, hey, truth is coming out. I don't feel sorry for him. He's the kind of person, reality need to hit him hard. Sometimes God has to cause a great downfall. Besides, he don't serve the God we serve through Jesus Christ, if you those believe. His God is mammon. His God is all the ancient whatever deities that give him accolades. But guess what? Now they fell against him. While he's pulling libations over graves, while he's calling all this stuff, look what it's producing. And people don't even see it. He's trying to get tapped to some nature, trying to be, and you find these people, they're off course. And really, other races of people that have been probably looking at this saying, what's wrong with some of you black folks? Don't they see the con? I say to you, yeah, but when you have some people got a Wakanda mindset and they don't know what fantasy and fiction is, that's what happened. The real people that's doing the work in the black community and probably educating black is the ones like Hugh Butter and George Mason and probably other, and that young King Randall. But you guys won't support them. But you support somebody that tickle you and be all loud and be all screaming and hollering and everything, but don't produce nothing. All you want to do is be entertained, but you don't think about your own future, your own children. That's supposed to be your future nation. Funny. But yet you attack the people like there are other people, right? Because he's telling the truth. And sometimes it ain't the white man, it's people like Umar that's gonna keep a lot of black people behind. You keep following this mess, and ain't gonna be no government. It's gonna be people like him gonna keep scamming you until some people who support Umar, till you figure this out. And use your God-given brain sense that God gave you, and ask questions. Question everything. Don't be so caught up in this. Let your discernment caught up in this. Alright then, guys. Take care. Be blessed. See you on the next video. Take care.